And a pleasant good morning to you from Tony'sPicks.com. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to Night Moves, a look at the sports betting action here for Saturday, November 29th. And we got a great sports betting day on tap here, of course, with a big rivalry Saturday here, certainly in college football. We'll take a look at several of the matchups, those most impactful maybe on the postseason. Can't go over all the rivalries, but I'm certainly going to look at the big ones here with the major impact on the college football playoff and some conference championships as well. And we'll look at NBA, NHL, and I've found a couple of college basketball games on tap for Saturday. Not the best card in the world for college basketball. Maybe we'll take some requests, or maybe I'll find a couple games on the fly here. Not the best card. They're kind of a weak card tomorrow in college basketball, but thanks for joining me here for the show. Hopefully be with you for probably the better part of 75 to 90 minutes here with some big card here on the slate, especially with NBA and NHL. How about the action on Saturday? We saw there the big NFL game with the Bears and the Eagles. Man, the Bears ran all over the Eagles 24-15. They had 281 yards rushing. The Eagles are obviously broken right now in some ways. The offense, the boos going on, painful when you know it's coming like that. The Bears have won 5 in a row. That's not slight of them. They've won 9 of their last 10 games, so they're good in these tight games, man. 6-1 in games decided by 5 points or less this season. Philly could manage just 3 points in their first 6 drives in the game, and they couldn't get any running game going. AJ Brown was on fire, so they're getting the ball to Brown, but it's not quite working out with the rest of the offense. Last 4 games, Barkley averaged about 55 yards or so per game. So big win there. Kind of talked about it, right? You have the second place team and the third place team, and you still had a 7-point spread between the two. So we had one there, right, yesterday with the Bears here on Night Moves. Hey, thanks for coming. If you're in the chat, say hello to my friends there, including Keith Just Truth and Mr. Weskers here today as well. Hey, how about the NBA Cup? We know the 8 teams that will advance in the NBA Cup with the action there on Saturday. So Orlando will take on Miami in one quarterfinal, and it'll be Toronto and New York in the other quarterfinal in the Eastern Conference. And then out west, it did come down to Oklahoma City. That's kind of funny, right? Oklahoma City and Phoenix, they'll meet again there in the first in the quarterfinals there on there's a home that's at Oklahoma City. These home teams, the higher seeds, do get the first game at home before they move on to Las Vegas. And the other matchup, the Lakers and the Spurs. So end up with some pretty good matchups there. Man, Austin Reeves, he's doing something, isn't he? Man, he's a star there, man. The Lakers have 3 superstars on the team, and of course, Spurs edge the Nuggets 139-136 to get that bid over the Nugs there to take on the Lakers. The Thunder 19-1, they've won 11 in a row, was 123-119, so they'll go right back up against Phoenix. Said Phoenix could give them a battle there, right? Because all they had to do was win in that one. And strangely enough, the Pistons on the outside looking in, they lost a couple of games here after that 13-game winning streak, but they also didn't qualify for the NBA Cup quarterfinals. Orlando did, though. Orlando beat Detroit. They were 112-109. I don't know how I talked myself out off of that game here on the show yesterday after saying what I thought about Orlando's chances in that game. So. All right. Good to have you along. What else was going on? How about the college football card there on Saturday, we saw some late action there. Arizona got past Arizona State there impressively with the defense. Iowa over Nebraska, they put them away there yesterday. Where were the? Did I have a winner here on the night move show? Yeah, I guess we had one or two there yesterday. We did have the Texas Longhorns in the big game last night against Texas A&M. Said take the Longhorns there. That was our night moves winner there. Couldn't find many others, but still saw Georgia Tech hang in there against Georgia in a low-scoring game. I thought it'd be the other way. That was just a bad cap uh, right there, actually, and also. Indiana, we didn't talk about on the show last night, but Indiana was my winner over at Tony'sPicks.com. In fact, I think we swept the board there at Tony's. We had Kansas as our premium pick winner over Utah, plus the points. And we also had San Diego State and New Mexico game to go under as a premium pick. And we also had Indiana as our other premium pick over at Tony's Picks. You can get my best picks every day over at Tony'sPicks.com when you use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 15% off all premium pick packages from our cappers over at Tony's Picks, including my picks here on Saturday. I'll be locked and loaded. I'm pretty hot here right now. Let's go over to Tony'sPicks.com and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I had some winners here for sure. Let's take a look and see where I came home here. I had Santa Clara as a late ad there in the late afternoon. Saw the move on the Broncos, but wasn't phased and said go ahead and lay it there with Santa Clara. I said, look, they said they're the premium side there with that trio of stars that Minnesota have a tough time owning up to it. Also, there's the Indiana win over Purdue. We said go ahead and lay the 28 there. Said they might, not a bad call here. I said they may actually give up a second touchdown here. Well, they didn't do that, but I said they might put up a 50 burger here. Hey, I got that one right. 56 points there for IU and gave it to you right in the description there. Also, a college basketball winner here on the under with Texas A&M and Florida State there yesterday. And there's that San Diego State. Yeah, I was disappointed that the Aztecs lost that game to New Mexico, but you know what? Kind of just seeing it, I went with the under there, and it did stay under there despite the little bit of a move to the under there. But San Diego State did seem like they were going to be up against it there. Actually, when you saw New Mexico kind of get the movement there in the line, so also brought home a winner here. Utah and Kansas there to Kansas plus 11. They lost by 11 and a half there. They lost by 10. So we got that one home as well. And we hit just one prop today after a big day on Saturday. Goddard couldn't really get involved in the offense late, and Hurts, I had him over 7.5. So I missed badly with Hurts there. But looking back on it, Hurts should have been taking to with his legs there. I feel like earlier in the game there with Jalen Hurts, I think that might have helped if he could have softened up the defense there a little bit, because the Bears defense was bottling up that run game so much. Should have been in a drop back and then take off running a little bit. I think that would have helped. So head on over to Tony's Picks. Like I said, I'm pretty hot over here right now. Take a look at the handicapper leaderboards and see who's hot. And don't forget to get signed up. Use that promo code TonyT. There I am on top of the leaderboard. There's Alessandro, 2-0 there on Saturday. Good day there for Alessandro with a couple of picks. And they see the rest of the cappers as well for the week. How about nephew Justin McKelvey with 27 and 16. Man, nearly 10 units profit here this past 7 days, and I'm up on the board there, deservedly so. Come on. And Alessandro up there also 5 3/4 units there, picking those dogs. Alessandro, way to go. Here and get ready for a new season almost here. I know we got a couple of UFC events left, but get ready for a new season on Paramount Plus. All right, make sure you check us out over at Tony'sPicks.com. I'm over there. We got some great cappers over there as well. Hey, M the Great's here. Nice to see you, M the Great, and Ron Jeff there. Nice to see you as well. And how about the Egg Bowl there? Got a little crazy there with the Egg Bowl there yesterday with the fight. And what do you think, guys? I wish we had DeAndre here right now because I wanted to. Well, I don't know if I want to ask him there, but man, is Lane Kiffin going to leave LSU at the altar here? Totally entertaining their bid to land him as head coach. And now, could Kiffin, apparently decision already in hand, could Kiffin stay at Ole Miss and become a rock star there at Ole Miss? Man, that's a lot of money, but it does feel like, man, we'll see. Trying to read between the lines, but from praying for an answer, and we do think he's got his answer in. The envelope is sealed, but could Kiffin stay at Ole Miss? Wow, wouldn't that be something there? And LSU, they practically, I think, had already made his cleared out the locker room there, cleared out the coach's office, and made room for Lane Kiffin. But boy, Kiffin, what a whirlwind day! From the talking to the reporter there, the reporter. Oh man, that was something. And incredible game. Not to mention the fight in the game. Coach saying there at halftime, we're here to play football. I mean, it was just a whole whirlwind with Ole Miss here. Just I thought was just crazy here on Saturday, and definitely was definitely was kind of the featured attraction there. It seemed like, but yeah, we didn't get to stay under. And Ron, Jeff, hey, I'll talk about it for just a moment here for sure. With Manning, look, I'm willing to take the hit by staying behind some of these guys. And hey, it's easy to go with these quarterbacks and just say, hey, give them a chance. But I think Manning is just fine. I mean, look, he was still young in his career, and you see what he did. That taking off running for that, what was it, a 35-yarder clutch run there? That ain't Peyton or Eli like. That was some good speed right there. Peyton and Eli never had that kind of wheels, but Texas getting it done there against A&M, and you could argue that, I'm not saying that A&M. There's some thought that, and I even hinted at it yesterday. I said, what's my motivation, right? Some believe that losing that game could help A&M a little bit in the bracketing there, right? So we'll see. I mean, A&M's fine; they're going to be there, but it did show some vulnerabilities for sure. And I think it showed that Manning is going to be around here, and we'll see. I mean, look, you can't fast track this guy to the NFL right now. He's still got a lot of work, and he's green. But you put him on a home field in the big game right now, and as rapidly as he's improved here, they had a strong second half for sure there. So, all right, gang. Hey, Mr. Weskers, he says, hey, look, Eli was a Super Bowl, two-time Super Bowl champion, won some big games. So the Manning continues. All right, and also did have some winners here on Night Moves in the NHL last night, including the Minnesota Wild. How about it? We said go ahead and take them over Colorado there yesterday, despite Colorado's awesome season, and Minnesota got it done. We also had Calgary and Florida over. We had the Devils over the Sabres here on the show last night. We also came home with some late winners there with the Dallas Stars over Utah. But, man, we had some losses in there too on the show. NBA winners last night include the Atlanta Hawks. Here on the show, we had the under with the Magic and the Pistons. We did pretty well in the NBA for sure. We had the winner with the Bucks and the Knicks game. To go under, we had Sixers and the Nets under. We had the Spurs there plus the points over the Nuggets there yesterday. We also had the Utah Jazz against the Sacramento Kings. Brought that one home as well as Utah won it by 9. They clubbed them there. And also we had Memphis and the Clippers game to go under, easy money there. And I think actually though we had push there with Atlanta, with Dallas and the Lakers. Let's put yesterday aside there. Although there was some good college basketball too, we did have some winners here. And like I said, I don't know what we have on tap in college basketball today. A little bit foggy with the matchups here in college basketball on Sunday. We know on Saturday. We know there's some uh, better games out there. Okay, let's get rolling here on the show and preview our big college football card here. And I want to get your opinions on some of the games. I'm picking just the biggest here, so it's a big card, and there's a lot of good games, but can't go over them all. Let's take a look at what we got here in college football on Saturday. Now we got to start with the game for sure. Here, let's go to the Big Shoe and uh, I'm sorry, the big house, the big shoe, the big shoe. Yeah, that's what it is. Let's go to the big house and talk OSU and Michigan here. It's still a big, huge game, right? And man, there used to be a saying that if you lost to Michigan 3 times in a row, you ain't going to keep your job. But I guess if you can win the national championship, like Ryan Day does, you keep your job despite losing 4 straight in this series and failing to cover the spread in any of those games as well. Well, now you're an 11-point favorite against Michigan. And we talk about some of these rivalry games, and if you can throw out the records here, of course you can in this one, but it is a little bit disrespectful, right? I mean, look, I'm a big Julian Sayin fan. I'm stoked that he's achieved and looks so good out there. He's actually surprised me. I thought he might, I don't want to say struggle. You can go into Ohio State, and when you get some great receivers like the Bucks have, you can make some things happen, even if you're a freshman. And to be up in the talk of the Heisman Trophy, can't look. I actually think some of these other quarterbacks, especially some of the things we saw here on Saturday, I'm not sure Sayin is in the conversation. But when you have a strong completion percentage, you got guys running great routes, yeah, I guess you could be a Heisman candidate. I don't think he'll win it there, but I do think Sayin's pretty awesome. But man, Michigan comes in here 7-1 in Big Ten play. They're 9-2 overall. They've won the last 5 games, overcoming some misfortune. They're not the cleanest team out there. They kind of turn it over a little bit, but look, Ohio State, all their wins are by more than 18 points or more their last 10 games here, and they've held all 10 opponents to under 300 yards. That's going to be the problem here for Michigan, is putting up enough offense here. Michigan probably can keep this Ohio State defense a little bit in check here, I think, but saying just 27 touchdowns, just 4 picks is really what I should be saying. 2,800 yards this season. Day is a terrific favorite on the road, more so at home, but 15-11 ATS on the road are the Bucks under Day, and 38-22 in 60 conference games against the spread. So the Bucks have had over 425 yards in 5 straight games here coming in. They've gone under in 6 of their last 9 games coming into this one. Michigan, meanwhile, in their 2 losses, they had trouble getting the offense going. And, Ohio State has good defense, too. It's not just about that. So, going to need more than, 13 points. I just mentioned that because that's how many points Michigan scored in their 2 losses. So, yeah, at home, maybe they can score a few more points here and maybe be able to try to keep it within that number here. Underwood, it's looking pretty good out there for a freshman. 9 touchdowns and 5 interceptions so far. Michigan, not a great home dog, that's for sure. 2-4 4 against the spread in their last 6 opportunities in the roll. That goes back before the pandemic. I mean, basically a home dog maybe once a year here, maybe against the Bucks mostly, right? But not so much. I mean, like I said, they've won and covered 4 straight. The Buckeyes have lost the last 2 visits here, 30-24 and 42-27. The over has come in 10 of the last 11 meetings between these two teams. And uh, I want to, I kind of think this is going to be defensive. That number is pretty intimidating at 44, especially given the series history here, because the move has come in kind of on the under. If you look at the total here, right, it was, 45 and a half maybe at some of the openers, and now we're down to 44, 43 and a half. Now, the weather is a factor here, expected anyway to be December-like conditions, I guess, maybe is what they could be expecting in this one. I don't know if it's going to be totally chill, but could be some weather factors in this game. So, all right, got a couple of comments in the chat on the game here, and Ryan Day here. Right, and let's see, Keith Just Truth, he's got Ohio State and under. He's got a 24-10. All right, man, and I think Michigan hangs in this game. I'm going to take the Wolverines here, plus 11. Look, on paper, I think it is an under, actually. But again, this series just has a way of the drama, and this series kind of the matchup always extends out a little bit, even when we've expected it to be kind of an under game. It ends up going over here every year right now. So why wouldn't it go over again, despite what we've seen here overall? Ohio State 9-2 ATS this season, 8-2 ATS is a favorite, 3-1 ATS on the road. Michigan, meanwhile, 0-2 against the spread as an underdog, and 4-7 against the spread overall. And Ohio State 0-4 to the under on the road. Michigan 0-2 to the under as a dog. But gosh, the series always goes over. I'm going to take Michigan here plus 11 against mighty Ohio State. Mr. Westwood says this isn't a basketball game. No, I'm going to have to take the Wolverines here. I'm not betting against Julian saying, but I'm going to take the Wolverines here in the game. The game. All right. All right, let's check in with the ACC here, and we got Miami taking on Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh 6-1 here in the conference standings. Miami comes in here with a 5-2 record here in this one. Miami favored here by 7, and the total here is 50. This one, another one where it's been on the move lower here. Now Miami's definitely taken the move. I show the opener that I follow here, the Circa opener, opened 6 and has moved to 7 here. And the total now, I show 50 on the screen, but this thing could move to 49.5 here as well in this one. You got 4 Miami here. They come in with 3 straight victories right now. They're just 1-2 against the spread on the road, 5-4 against the spread as a favorite. Pittsburgh, meanwhile, 8-3 against the spread overall, 4-2 against the spread at home here. Miami won these last 3 games by 28, by 34, and by 17 points. They've been great with the turnovers this season, +9 so far. Beck's done a great job at quarterback. Now, the crystal ball, just 12-20 against the spread as a favorite, and 10-21 against the spread in ACC games. They're also just 11-22 against the spread. Their last 33 off of a win. for Pittsburgh here right now. They've won and covered six. Uh, Six straight at home, or six of their last seven. Of course, they lost a Notre Dame game big time. We know that. But uh, Narduzzi here, Pitt is 10-4 against the spread. Their last 14 games coming in off of a win here, but man, Miami's really clicking. They've won 14 out of the last 17 in this series. They've also covered 6 of the last 7 visits down here into Pittsburgh. The last 3 have gone over the total between these two, but I have a feeling there's going to be points here. Pittsburgh is 6-1 or 5-1 to the over at home this season, 3-1 to the over as a dog. I'm sorry, I don't think there'll be as many points here, despite those numbers. Actually, the move has been to the under here from 53.5 to 50. Miami is 1-2 to the under on the road, so I'm going to go ahead and take Miami here. In this one, lay the 7 on the road. Give me the Hurricanes here in this one. Make it clear, though, that I do prefer the under there with the total. Just a little slip up there with the tongue. Let's see what you got here with is this Greg, right? It's at 10 right now on. Do I have the line totally off here? Sorry, guys. Let me fix. You guys, you're talking about the other game there, yeah. Mr. West was talking West Virginia football here today. And Pitt quarterback to throw 2 TDs, and Miami wins it just by 7, though. There says Keith, that's what the spread is at. But look, Heinschel's been pretty strong. I mean, I'm pretty impressed by him so far. He's a gunslinger. Does have 6 picks so far, but already near 1,900 yards passing this season. He's been sharp as Heinschel. He is going to be a real prospect here for the Panthers moving forward. So I'm going to take Miami, though, to get it done here. All right, next up. All right, let's get into some ACC action here with Vanderbilt taking on Tennessee. You got Vandy coming in here 9-2, 5-2 in conference play. For Tennessee, they're 8-3, 4-3 in the SEC here, and Tennessee favored here by 2.5, and the total 66. So a little bit of a move to Vandy here. I showed opening around 3.5, and the total opened 64.5, and now up to 66 here with a pretty good quarterbacking matchup, I guess, here with Pavia going for Vanderbilt, and of course Aguiar for Tennessee. So you got two guys who can sling it here also. Both teams coming in off a couple of wins. Vanderbilt with wins over UK and Auburn. They've covered several in a row here right now. They're hot. Tennessee, meanwhile, did blast Florida, easily covered last time, but they didn't cover against New Mexico in the one-off game there, and they lost, of course, to OU. They lost to Alabama here of late, but still just favored by 2.5 here in this one. The Volunteers have allowed 31 or more points in 5 of their last 7 games, but they've had over 400 yards in all 11 of their games this season. For Vandy here, that was for Tennessee. For Vandy, they've scored 31 points in all 11 of their games so far this season. They're also 7-1 against the spread their last 8 games as a road underdog. They're also 6-2 against the spread last 8, coming in off of a win. Tennessee is 16-12 against the spread under Heupel as a home favorite. Tennessee has won the last 7 games in the series, all by 2 touchdowns or more, but it is a little bit different with Vanderbilt here right now, and they've actually covered their last 4 visits here into Knoxville, but they were always getting more points than this, certainly. in those games. So 7 of the last 10 meetings between these two teams have gone over, and I'm going to go over 66 points in this one with Vanderbilt and Tennessee. We're going to have a wild one here on Saturday. All right, who doesn't love fading Tennessee? Yeah, but that spread's getting pretty low. And Free and D said you better cover Notre Dame, Ramon. Do I have Notre Dame here in the previews today? I didn't think I was going to do Notre Dame today, and it seemed like not a terrific matchup. All right, we might have to make room for Notre Dame here. Um, it was a 32-point spread, so I was like, hey, I didn't think we were going to do Notre Dame, a 32-point spread. Keith likes the over with me here. Let's keep it here in the SEC with the LSU Tigers taking on OU here in this one, and OU favored by 11 here. Like I said, the story though, I guess we'll find out soon enough with the LSU. Like I said, I think they get left at the altar here by Lane Kiffin. LSU's lost their last 3 games on the road here right now by 5 points, by 7 points, and by 11 points. But the Tigers have won their last 2. They've close games, but they were able to get the win here by 1 point, of course, last time out. Against Arkansas, they did not cover. They beat Western Kentucky by 3. They didn't cover that one at all. LSU's been a bad cover all year long, 1-4 against the spread as an underdog. Meanwhile, OU 5-1 against the spread as a favorite. This one's already moved from 9 to 11 here, and the total has dropped big time here to 36. Here right now because we know Nussmeier is out of this game, and that's going to make life a little bit difficult here for LSU, and that's kind of why the spread's gone up. And they're going to have to go with Van Buren, I believe, here, and he has experience, so gonna give him credit for that. I mean, he started at Mississippi State, of course, practically the whole season. So LSU has allowed 10 or fewer points in 6 of its 7 wins. We know they got the defense here. They are just 3-7 against the spread. Their last 10 is a road underdog. They've gone under in 5 of their last 7. OU, meanwhile, here wins and covers over Missouri, Alabama, and Tennessee. OU's hot. And I think this is going to be a little bit overwhelming here right now for Van Buren here in this game. And I think OU is going to rock here, actually, and be able to cover this 11 points and the 2-point move here. I think Nussmeier, this is a big drop off, and I'm not sure 2 points. I'm not sure they're accounting for the drop off here. Van Buren could be okay here moving forward, but he's not the man here right now. Oklahoma 11-4 against the spread last 15 as a home favorite. Also, the Sooners, did have a couple of rugged performances offensively, but still got it done against Missouri and found a way in that big game against Alabama, of course. So Oklahoma's gone under in 8 of 10 Division I games this season. LSU's won and covered the last 3 in this series, but LSU has not been to Norman since the turn of the century. This is their first trip in here, I think, since either 2000 or 1999. All right, I'll take OU here by 11 to cover 11 against LSU. All right, and let's see here. Cinna Figured Out is here today. All right. And Mr. Wester says maybe they go nuclear here. Keith Just Truth has a total domination here. LSU not getting on track. And Cinna says it's going to be windy in Norman today. We saw the wind affect the pro game there today, didn't we? Okay, next up. right, I'm not going off the beaten path here. I mean, this is a key game for these two teams currently in the standings. So I thought I'd, um, I mean, I guess I could have previewed Notre Dame by 32 over Stanford, but I did want to take a look here at this one in the Fun Belt with Troy and Southern Miss. Both teams are 5-2 atop the standings in the Sun Belt West. So I thought of all the games, this one did have kind of the biggest impact on the standings out of all the other teams, if you know what I mean here. With Troy on the road, they're a 6.5 point dog in this one against Southern Miss. And Southern Miss overall 7-4. Troy is also 7-4 here. Southern Miss has lost two straight. I think I might have went out of order there here. This one's actually at. Oh, this is also a 12:30 start, but I went out of order with the rotation. Troy coming in here off of a win over Georgia State to snap a two-game losing streak. They won and covered at home. Meanwhile, for Southern Miss, they've lost two straight to Texas State and to South Alabama and have failed to cover three straight games here right now. But do have, uh, quarterback situation here. And look, I think you're going to end up getting a lot of points in this game between Troy and Southern Miss, even though Troy 2-4 here to the under as an underdog here this season. And Southern Miss 5-3 to the over as a favorite. These two teams met last year, and Troy rocked them 52-20. It was in at Troy, and Troy won and covered 17.5 in that one. So let's see if you guys. So I thought this would be an okay game to look at here. Troy has won the last four meetings overall between these two teams as well here. All right. And let's see here. Nothing from you guys on this. I knew this would be a little bit hard. It would be a little bit hard pressed, I think, here to get some opinions here. But I'm going to go ahead and take the over here in this one with Troy and Southern Miss. Oops. Let me update this. Let me update this line a little bit here. Whoops. Oh, sorry, you guys. Just lost my place a little bit. Uh, 6.5. Oh, no. Okay. All right. Crazy me. 6.5 and 50.5 here in this one. All right. Oops. Sorry, gang. Just having some technical issues here. All right. Mr. Weskers likes Southern Miss here in this one. All right. Can I get this show back on track here? I can't even see my screen here at this point. Okay, there. Okay. Whew, I'm back. And Cinna says that these totals are going up through the roof here, I think is what he's saying. This one's at 50.5, open 51 here right now. Okay, let me move on here a little bit. And we're going to go to the Big Ten here. Take a look at this one between Oregon taking on Washington. Here in this one, you've got Oregon on the road here in Seattle, favored by 7. The total here, 52 right now. For the Ducks, coming in here with a 10-1 record right now. And for Washington, they come in with an 8-3 mark. They've won 2 straight. Oregon's been on a roll here, wins and covers over Minnesota and USC in their last 2 games. They're 5-3 against the spread as a favorite. Washington, an underdog for just the 3rd time this season. They are 0-2 against the spread as a dog this season, but they are 4-2 against the spread at home. Washington with wins and covers over UCLA and Purdue in their last 2 games here. So for Oregon, they've allowed just 14.5 points per game in their last 5 games, all victories. Their only loss, of course, was to Indiana. Got a solid quarterback this season in Moore. Lanning, 11-6, is a road favorite with the Ducks. Ducks are 23-15 in conference games under Lanning. They're also 20-11 against the spread. Their last 31 coming in off of a win. The Ducks have nearly 1,000 yards of total offense in those last 2 games against SC and Minnesota. Washington comes in here producing some big-time offense. They've scored 38 or more in their last 4 wins. Of course, against Wisconsin, they couldn't get anything done on the road. Against Michigan, they couldn't get anything done on the road. But they are at home here against the Ducks. And, hey, Ducks here as a road favorite. We'll see. The move has kind of come in here on the under. It was 54.5. It's down to 52 here right now. Washington just 2-6 against the spread as a home underdog in the last 10 years, and 26-42 against the spread in conference games. Washington has won 3 of the last 4 in the series, but the Ducks have covered 8 of the last 9 visits to Husky Stadium. I'm going to take the Ducks here to roll over Washington. Give me Oregon in this one. Ducks won last year at home, 49-21, covering 17.5. All right. And let's see here. Mr. Weskers is on Oregon. Center Figured Out says, is it windy in Washington? All right, let's go out to the Iron Bowl here now with Auburn hosting Alabama. And you got Alabama coming in here 9-2. They're up to a 6-point favorite now in this one. Auburn comes in here just 5-6, but we got to squeeze this one in here for sure. Here right now, Alabama 3-1 straight up on the road, and they've been really struggling with their run game here of late, but they really haven't needed. Yeah, they they did lose that game to Oklahoma, but they've won and covered 4 of the last. They've won and covered 3 of the last 5, won 4 of the last 5 overall. They're 7-3-1 against the spread, but maybe not in their best role here. 1-2-1 against the spread on the road, but Auburn's 1-5 against the spread at home this season, 2-4 against the spread as an underdog here. This one's been on the move lower here. It opened 49.5. We're down to 47 right now. You got an Auburn team that's 2-4 to the under as a dog, 1-5 to the under at home. Both teams have gone under in 7 of their last 10 games coming in. This series has gone under in 6 of the last 10 meetings. Alabama's won 5 straight series games here, but it is a 2-1 ATS straight, right up the middle. Crimson Tide have failed to cover in their last 4 visits here to Auburn. Auburn's gone under in 7 of their last 9 overall. 7 of Alabama's last 8 have gone under. I've got to go under here in this one with Alabama and Auburn on Saturday. All right, Mr. Weskers cannot back Auburn money line here. He can't do it. All right, that's a look at the biggest games in college football here on Saturday. There's a lot of NBA and NHL as well. So if you're ready, I'm going to move on. A lot of other good college games on tap worth keeping an eye on. I mean, UCLA's playing USC, of course. Florida State's playing Florida, Virginia Tech and Virginia. A lot of rivalry games, but those are kind of the ones that have the biggest impact in the standings. You got Carolina and NC State. Make sure you head on over to Tony'sPicks.com. I'll have my best picks over there as well. It'll be in some of those games, I promise you that. Let's go to the NBA here right now and get rolling with Celtics taking on the Timberwolves here on Saturday. Celtics on the road, getting 7 points here from Minnesota. Celtics have been showing some life here of late. They've won a couple in a row and 4 of their last 5 here right now. They beat Detroit at home last time out. They beat a decent Orlando team here. They're still just 3-5 against the spread on the road. For Minnesota, meanwhile, they've lost 3 in a row all of a sudden. Here they're 3-5 against the spread at home, 6-8 against the spread as a favorite. Boston's gone under in 6 of their last 8 games overall coming into this one. Meanwhile, Minnesota's gone under in 8 of their last 10 games overall coming in. So, look, like I said, I think Boston's been picking it up here of late. Minnesota having their struggles, so they were on the road in those games. Maybe they can come back and blast Boston here, but looks like Boston to me is making some strides. I'm actually going to try Boston here +7 against the Timberwolves here on Saturday night. Timmy likes Boston here too. Yeah, the Raptors are taking on the Hornets. You got the Raptors here, 14-5 coming in, but they're rocking a big time win streak coming into this one. Meanwhile, Charlotte was able to snap that losing streak the other night by beating Chicago 123-116 for a pretty solid victory there for the Hornets, finally getting off the snide a little bit. And well, for the Hornets here, they come in having lost 7 of their last 8. It's a 9-game winning streak for Toronto. Toronto's covered 10 of the last 15 meetings between these two teams. But I don't know, Charlotte here, they're not any good. We know that, but it might just feels like a rough spot a little bit for Toronto in this one. And I'm laying 8 points here right now. Like I said, they might have other things on their mind. They've got a big possible payday at the NFL, at the NBA Cup. Now, those games are not going to take place for another close to 2 weeks there. I think it's on a Friday night again, so nothing to be too concerned with there. Looking ahead to that, but for me in this one, I kind of want to go to the dog here, and I'm going to take the Charlotte Hornets in this one, plus the points here on Saturday night against Toronto. Toronto's been pretty stellar. I know that for sure, but I'm going to take Charlotte here in this one, plus the points. All right. Yeah, let's do it, Timmy. Let's take the Hornets here in this one. Bulls and Pacers. You have the Bulls here on the road, 4.5. They come in at 9-9. Indiana 3-16 right now, but Indiana is the one coming in off of a win over Washington. We had Indiana to rock there on on Friday, and for Chicago here. Definitely things have been going south here of late. They've lost 2 in a row again. They haven't covered in quite a while. A little bit of a slump here for sure for Chicago right now. 0-5 ATS in their last 5, 1-5 ATS in their last 6 games on the road. For Indiana, they've covered 5 in a row right now. They're the team starting to patch things together. It feels like a little bit. Look, they're not getting healthy or anything, but they're well coached, and I think they're going to make some strides here a little bit. And I think I've got to try to grab the points here with Indiana against Chicago here right now. Like I said, Chicago's not covered here in quite a while. Indiana just covered against Toronto on the road, losing by 2, and then they blasted Washington here. So give me the Pacers here in this one to get the money +4 or 4.5 here against the Bulls on Saturday night. All right, Timmy's going to go over here in this one. I got to find me a total. Here, right? How about the Pistons taking on the Heat? Oh boy, this is a good one here. You got Detroit coming in here 15-4 right now. The Heat 13-6, and they're in the NBA Cup quarterfinals, and they're on a winning streak themselves. Here, I feel rewarded having been riding with this Heat team quite a bit here this season, and they've been holding their own for sure, getting things done. A great 7-3 record against the spread at home. Detroit's been terrific, 3-1 against the spread as an underdog this season. Miami here, they've won 9 of 10 at home overall, and they've won 6 straight. Detroit still here has won 13 of their last 15, despite the hiccup here over the last couple of games. Miami's gone under in 4 of their last 6 games coming in. Detroit's 4-5 to the under on the road. The two teams have not met here yet this season. Detroit's covered 12 of the last 15 games against Miami overall here, and they've won 4 straight against them right now. And oh man, this is a good game. I'm going under. I'm just going to go under here in this one with Detroit and Miami. I think the Detroit hiccup is them just kind of coming back down to earth right now, but I also feel like this is a pretty good matchup for Detroit, and maybe they will be able to win this game, actually, even though Miami's been my team a little bit. Detroit coming back down to earth there with a couple of losses to Boston and Orlando. Miami, meanwhile, did not cover in their last 2 games there against Dallas and Milwaukee, despite the wins here of late. So Detroit still has covered 12 of their last 18 games overall. Mr. Wesker says the Pistons are overrated. I'm not sure. I mean, they're still 12-7 against the spread here right now, so they're not costing anybody any money, that's for sure. I'm going to take the under in this one with Detroit and Miami. Next up, the Nets are on the road taking on the Bucks. The Nets come in 3-15, and the Bucks, man, the losing continues without Giannis here right now. And I say without him, but here in this particular matchup, you got a Brooklyn team that's lost 3 in a row coming in here right now, and for the Bucks here, this losing streak and Giannis coming back, he's going to have to start to turn this around with the team here right now, because got to repair the damage for when he was out of the lineup with this losing streak. They've lost 7 straight coming in here right now. Brooklyn, they've covered the spread in 5 of the last 7 meetings. In 5 straight meetings against Milwaukee. Milwaukee's gone under in 5 of their last 7. They've also gone over in 5 of their last 7 against Brooklyn. Milwaukee's gone under in 5 straight overall coming in. They're also just 7-13 against the spread in their last 20. The Bucks are 8-3 to the over at home this season. It's been a rough run here, and I know the Nets usually get the money against these guys, but I think this is where the Bucks take it out on someone here. If they're healthy now a little bit, I'm going to take them to roll here. I'm going to take the Bucks -10 in this one. The Pelicans are taking on the Warriors here. New Orleans comes in 3-16 overall. The Warriors are 10-10 coming in. Not a great record here, actually, for Golden State so far. Both teams coming in off a loss. Golden State lost to Houston, 104-100 is a short favorite. Well, New Orleans lost to Memphis as a 3.5-point dog. They lost by 5, but the Pelicans were covering numbers before that. Golden State not covering anything here right now, and they've got issues here. They've got Curry problems, unfortunately, right now. And like I said, the team's only 500, and Steph is going to be out here for a while here, no doubt about it. I guess, lucky they didn't make the Cup tournament because Curry's going to miss some time here right now. Gary Payton left the last game as well. He's questionable. Big Al is out. Kuminga is out here right now. Pelicans with Murphy questionable here in this one. I got to go under right now the way things are going. I know these are over teams so far. Warriors are 9-4 to the over as a favorite, but with Curry out, with some other key figures out of this game, I'm going to go under here in this one with New Orleans and Golden State. 14 of the last 20 meetings between these two teams have gone under, and I'm going to go under here. 224 sounds pretty low considering, right, for a Warriors game. We know Curry out, but I'm going to go under here in this one. These two teams did meet just 2 weeks ago. Warriors won and covered 124-106 at New Orleans. And let's see here. Kenny Moe, nice to see you today in the chat, Kenny. Next up, I've got the Nuggets and the Suns, and a hot one here in Phoenix. Denver coming in 13-5. Phoenix 12-8. Now they have lost 2 of their last 3. It does feel like maybe Phoenix coming back down to earth a little bit here, but they did cover in that game on Friday night against OKC. We said they'd give them a battle here, but for Denver coming in, they're off of that loss to San Antonio. That cost them a spot in the NBA. Sorry, guys, that cost them a spot in the NBA Cup. Phoenix has been one of the best covers here this season, especially at home. They're 9-2 against the spread at home coming in, and they're getting the points here from this Denver team that is 6-3 against the spread on the road, 10-6 against the spread as a favorite. So I got to think, it's going to be Phoenix here to get the money. I think the total's a little bit high too. Phoenix is 3-8 to the under at home this season. Watch out here, Nuggets. I mean, this is going to be tough enough. Phoenix is playing well enough here. I think they can probably win this game. They're 8-3 straight up at home. Now the Nuggets are 7-2 straight up on the road, but I'm going to kind of go with Phoenix here. Denver has won the last 3 games in this series, but I'm going to take Phoenix here on Saturday night at home against the Nuggets. And Mr. Weskers is on the Suns here as well. I think. All right, finally it's going to be Dallas here on the road against the Clippers. Who would have thought that this would be the stinker of the night here? Both teams have lost 3 in a row coming in. Dallas with losses to Memphis, Miami, and the Lakers, but they did cover. They did cover in the last 2 games coming in. They're getting 7 points here from a Clippers team that is a dreadful 1-8 against the spread at home this season and 2-8 against the spread as a favorite. Meanwhile, Dallas at least is 4-3 against the spread on the road and 8-6 against the spread as an underdog. So maybe they can get the money. But I'll tell you one thing with these Clipper games right now, uh, they're starting to show that under tendency a little bit, probably because the defense is getting healthy and playing a little bit better here right now. I don't know if it's reflected necessarily in the win column because they've lost three straight here to Cleveland, the Lakers, and Memphis, and they failed to cover in that last one against Memphis as well. But Dallas is 7-13 to the under overall and 2-5 to the under on the road here. So with Dallas and the Clippers here on Saturday night, I got to go under here in this one at 219. Getting back to reality here a little bit on the some of these totals. All right. And let's see here. Anything with this one? Okay. That's it for the NBA. Jimmy Chushu says take Harden for 4 threes. Hey, I'm going to the NHL next here on Night Moves. And we've got the matchup here between the Lightning and the Rangers. That'll start us off here on Saturday night. It's hockey night. And, well, the Rangers are at home. So we know what that means, right? We're supposed to take Tampa Bay. I'm not saying we're doing it blindly here at this point. We still got to look at each game individually. Come on now. But the way it's going, and you have a good goaltending matchup here, huh? Vasilevsky and Igor. Rangers have won 3 in a row. They're probably going to get it together here a little bit. I don't think they're going to be sitting at the bottom of the standings all season long. In fact, they've moved they moved past Columbus here. Tampa Bay, meanwhile, they're clicking, man. They're on a winning streak, and 7-2-2 on the road here. Look, it's practically a pick 'em. I get that. Tampa Bay's won 6 in a row, 6 of their last 7 on the road, but they are just 2-8 straight up when playing at the Garden against the Rangers. Rangers have gone under in 9 of their last 11 at home here. And also, the Rangers have gone over in 4 of their last 5 games against Tampa Bay coming in. I'm still taking Tampa Bay here. They're hot right now, and at least if a good team's coming in, I'm going to say the Rangers revert back to that poor form at home right now, and I'm going to take Tampa Bay here. Rangers with wins over St. Louis, Carolina, and Boston coming in, but Tampa on a big-time winning streak. They're thumping teams here. Beat Washington by 2, shut out Philly, beat Calgary by 4, and they beat Detroit by 3. I'm going to take the Lightning in this one. Here come the Canadians on the road taking on the Avalanche in this one. And you got Montreal 13-7-3 coming in. Now Colorado, they're still 17-1-6 after the loss there in overtime. So, hey, no problem. Colorado's still kind of that regulation streak. But, hey, we were still on Minnesota in that game. It actually went to, I said overtime, it actually went to a shootout. But you know what I mean. Montreal here won 3 in a row over Toronto, Utah, and Vegas. 3rd straight road game here on the Western Swing. Colorado, meanwhile, was on a winning streak before dropping that game to Minnesota here last night. So they're back home here, and we'll see what happens in this one. You got a Colorado team still 9-0-1, I think, or let me see what their record is at home. Oops. 9-0-2. Right, 9-0-2. Yeah. Oh, well, that game was on the road last night, but still, with Minnesota, we were on Minnesota. So 9-0-2. You do have Montreal. They're 8-2 to the over as an underdog. Now Colorado's 8-15 to the under so far this season as a favorite. But I think the tempo here a little bit is going to go over with these two between Montreal and Colorado here in this one. It's Montreal that has been that constant over team, and I think Colorado is going to be explosive enough here at 6/25. I know there's some 6.5s out there, but Montreal over in 13 of their last 15, and also they've gone over in 6 of their last 7 on the road. I will say that 8 straight meetings between these two teams have gone under here in Colorado, and 9 of the last 12 overall. But I'm going to go over in this one with the Canadians and the Abs here on Saturday night. All right. And Cinna Figured Out says that's where dogs go to die in overtime. Jermaine is here this morning. Hello to Jermaine. And could the Avs drop another one? Or Timmy says the Avs will drop the hammer on them. Jermaine says Avalanche in regulation. Timmy's got Natchez for a goal in this game. All right. And maybe Mr. Wesker is going to go with Montreal here on their winning streak here all of a sudden. And Dobish is confirmed in the net as well here. You guys have been pretty good on the goalies here, and I think I've been a little off on the show here. I wonder why I've been a little bit off here with my goalies. Anyways, Dobish is in the goal here. I use 3 sites, and I usually pick if 2 of the sites have a particular goalie, then I usually say that one is in. But you guys have been correcting me a little bit in the chat, and you guys have been right. And the goalie where I've had it has been not in there. So. Okay, let me keep it going here, though. Dobish, though, 8-2-2, 2.89 goals against. Wedgwood, 13-1-3, 2.07 goals against. But this one could have some goals. I got it as goals. The Oilers are taking on the Kraken here in Seattle. Edmonton's 10-10-5. They're certainly the most inconsistent team in the league here, it feels like. Seattle, meanwhile, has lost 2 in a row. They're 11-6-6 coming in. Edmonton coming in off of a loss to Dallas. They got blasted at home in that one, 8-3. Seattle, meanwhile, has lost 2 straight. They're playing in a bunch of 1-goal games. They just lost to the Islanders and to Dallas coming into this one. For the Oilers and Stu Skinner, 8-7-3 with a 3.13 goals against average. Joey Decord, 7-4-4 with a 2.59 goals against coming in. Seattle has won the last 4 meetings between these two teams, including the last one here just about a month ago, 3-2. Seattle won that game at home, and Seattle is 8-2 at home so far this season. Edmonton's 8-2 to the over in their last 10 games, but Seattle's 3-8 to the under at home so far this season. Man, Edmonton, that is a big price for this inconsistent Edmonton team here. I think the situation actually favors them here in this game. I just think the rent is too high. It feels like in this one with Edmonton at $1.55 or so, but I'm going to take them. I don't even know if I like -1 here, but maybe the price will go down here. It's probably not even a fair price, but I think I like Edmonton actually in this game. So I'm just going to take them on the money line here if I can. This one opened as low as $1.21 at Bet Rivers and has gone up here a good 30 cents or so at some books here. Look, I think Seattle might have trouble scoring in this one. Even I know Skinner is inconsistent, but Seattle has some scoring woes for sure. Here got shut out against the Islanders here recently. All right, let's see here. Thank you, Mr. Miho, talking about Blackwood in there and not Wedgwood, I think. Okay, how about Draisaitl with an ATG there? All right. I'm going to take Edmonton here. If you want to take a -1, that might be okay as well, but I've got Edmonton to win it. I just am disappointed the price is so high, but I'm going off the numbers here. I guess if I was going off the price, maybe I would go the other way. Gotta trust your gut a little bit sometimes too. All right, next up, got the Jets and the Predators here in this one. With the Jets are a road favorite. Minus $1.25 or so. Total 6.5. Jets have lost 4 in a row. They're 12-11. Nashville's won 2 straight. They're 8-12-4 coming in. Winnipeg is 12-6 as a favorite. Meanwhile, Nashville just 4-13 as an underdog here in this one. But the Jets are favored, of course, on the road. They're the better team here, I think, despite this little bit of a losing spell here right now. Nashville pretty much regarded as the worst team one of the worst teams in the league here so far. So Nashville's gone under in 8 of their last 10 coming in. For Winnipeg here, they've struggled of late, no doubt. 3-7 in their last 10 games coming in here right now. Also, Winnipeg 4-2. Last 6 against Nashville overall. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone under here in this series. Nashville's lost 11 of their last 15 coming in. They've also lost 5 of their last 6 at home. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone under when they've met here in Nashville. This one's probably one of the tougher games for me on the card. I wasn't too confident at all here coming into the preview, that's for sure. But Nashville with their struggles, man, can they get one here against struggling Winnipeg here at this point? Winnipeg, could they lose again? I'm taking Nashville at home plus $1.05. Feel like I'm on might be in the minority there on that one. Cinna figured out, though, says Predators on the puck line. And Timmy says, Winnipeg's got to snap out of it. Next up, the Red Wings are on the road. They're taking on the Bruins here. Red Wings come in 13-11-1. The Bruins are 14-12. Detroit, minus $1.45 or so here. Total 5.5. Maybe shaded to the over here at minus $1.25 in this one for the Red Wings here. They come in here having lost 4 of their last 5 overall. Boston's always been a challenge for them. They've lost 17 of their last 20 games on the road at Boston, but I feel like it's a pretty good situation here, actually, for the Red Wings. They've lost 3 in a row to Tampa, to Nashville, and to New Jersey. Boston, meanwhile, coming in off of a home loss to the Rangers. They did beat the Islanders before that. They've been playing pretty well, but man, I just wish the Red Wings, I would have preferred this maybe as a premium here or a little bit stronger if they were not $1.40 here. I like the Red Wings in this game, despite the series dominance by Boston. I just felt like this was a better spot for Detroit here. So I'm going to take Detroit minus $1.40 in this one against Boston here on Saturday night. Detroit did win the last meeting at home last season. This is the first meeting of the season between the two teams. I'm going to take the Red Wings here on the road. Jermaine's on them as well. Here's the Flyers on the road taking on the Devils. Good one here. Flyers 13-7-3. Continuing to play pretty well here right now with a couple of wins in a row. Meanwhile, New Jersey's won 3 straight wins over Detroit, St. Louis, and Buffalo. Philly with back-to-back road wins against Florida and the Islanders here, but it is their 4th straight road game. Still, the Flyers have won the last 2 meetings between the two teams, including one just about a week ago. Flyers won at home 6-3 over New Jersey here, and get a little bit of plus money here with Urson here going up against Allen. I don't mind this matchup for the Flyers here, actually. Urson comes in here Ford 2-2, 3.08 goals against, and Allen 8-4 with a 2.26 goals against. But Philly 6-2 in their last 10 overall. They have a winning record on the road. Now New Jersey's undefeated at home. That's what makes this one tough because I want to take the Flyers here at plus money in this one. I know New Jersey got that spotless home record here right now, 9-0-2 officially, or 9-0-1 officially here right now in Philadelphia. Just 5-4-1 on the road, but I'm going to get contrarian here, and I'm going to take the Flyers in this one on the road on Saturday night. Give me Philly over New Jersey here in this one. 5 of the last 7 meetings between the two teams have gone under at New Jersey, but Philly's gone over in 5 of their last 7, including 4 of their last 5 on the road. I'm going to take the side here with Philly in an upset tonight. And Mr. Wesker says New Jersey is yet to be respected. And under for Timmy. We've been on New Jersey quite a bit. I am fading them here, obviously. Maple Leafs and Penguins here on Saturday night. The Maple Leafs on the road. 10-11-3 coming in. Pittsburgh 12-6-5. Continue to look pretty sharp here. A couple of wins here of late for Pittsburgh over Buffalo and Columbus. Pittsburgh 6-3 straight up at home. Toronto, meanwhile, just 2-7 on the road here this season. But I'm probably going to get tricky here again with the Maple Leafs in this one. Toronto here coming in right now next to last. They're just, like I said, 2-7 on the road. They're down 5.25 units. Pittsburgh's done a nice job here right now, despite being in 6th place in the Metropolitan Division. They are 6-3-2 at home this season. Toronto is 13-3 to the over as a favorite here. Toronto's put together a massive run of overs of late. Come in here over in 14 of their last 19. It's actually under, I think, in 5 straight until the last game there when they beat Columbus 4-3 there last night. So Toronto's lost 4 of their last 5 on the road, but they have beaten Pittsburgh in 5 of the last 6. So I'm going to take Toronto here minus $1.15 or so on the road here against the Penguins. Man, I'm on a lot of sides here. Usually I love my totals, but go with some sides here tonight. All right, always fun to fade the Leafs, says Mr. Weskers. And what's that say? Austin Matthews, anytime goal in this one? Okay. Nylander's questionable for the Leafs. I'm on the Leafs. All right, the Mammoth are on the road here, taking on the Blues. The Mammoth come in 12-10-3. Blues are 8-10-7. Mammoth coming here off of a couple of losses of late to Dallas and Montreal. Played pretty well in that game against Dallas. St. Louis, meanwhile, they're in here off of a win. Got the win last night at home against Ottawa. They've been playing pretty well here, it feels like, of late. But they're still just 2-9 as a favorite this season is St. Louis. Amazing here. And Utah is 5-5 as an underdog. They've been a nice dog here so far this season. Mammoth won the first meeting of the season back a month ago, 7-4 at St. Louis. So I think Utah can come in here and get another win against St. Louis right now. And I'm going to take the Mammoth here on the road over the Blues for Utah here, they have won 4 of the last 6 meetings between the two. Utah's lost 6 straight games on the road, but St. Louis here just 5-15 in their last 23-7 straight up in their last 10 games at home. St. Louis has gone under in 6 of their last 7 games here overall. So give me Utah here on the road in this one. We're making good time here on Night Moves tonight. And we got a few more in the NHL. Here's the Sabres taking on the Wild. And this one, Wild, coming off that big win there last night. Buffalo comes in 9-11-4. Minnesota 14-7-4. As they keep the winning going here right now, does the Wild. Minnesota here 9-0-1 in their last 10. They're 8-3 at home so far this season. In fact, they are 8-3-3 at home overall. Buffalo comes in here with a record of 1-6-2 on the road. They definitely struggled here, but man, Minnesota's coming off a big win there yesterday. I think I want to take the dog here with the Sabres. I'm going out there today. This is a little bit unusual for me to have so many dogs, but that's just the way they came out for me today, and I'm going to stick with it here right now. We've had some good results, so I'm taking Buffalo in this one on the road here against Minnesota. And I'll stick to the commitment there. I think Buffalo's already moved here to $1.25, about a 20-cent move. So I think Buffalo might be the side of the Sharps here as well. So maybe we are on the good side here. I'm going to take Buffalo here. Probably not getting the best price anymore. Feels like the move's kind of on Buffalo here. Okay. And I've got a couple more here on Saturday night. How about the Sharks on the road taking on the Vegas Golden Knights? Man, what's wrong with the Knights here right now? 4-game losing streak. Sharks coming off of a win over Vancouver last night, 3-2 at home. Turn around, fly in here to Vegas. Vegas lost again last night. 4-1 to Montreal. They lost to Ottawa. They lost to Utah. They lost to Anaheim. What's going on with the Golden Knights, and how can they be? They're not. I said 230 there on screen. That's just dyslexia. They're actually 320 here in this one. I don't, who wants to lay 320 with this team that can't get out of their own way all of a sudden? And you got a good San Jose team in here. Actually won 2 of the last 4 beatings between the two teams coming in, including one already this year here in Vegas, 4-1. I'm going to go over in this one, but man, I think the Sharks are coming. Who wouldn't take a shot maybe with these guys right now? Give me the over right now, though, in this one. VGK has been going over here a little bit of late. In fact, gone over right now in 4 of their last 6 against the Sharks here overall. San Jose has gone under in 10 of their last 11, but I'm going to take the over in this one. And Mr. Westford usually prefers the Sharks at home, but it does say take them all day. All right, one more here on the ice, and we've got the Canucks taking on the Kings. Tolopilo. They're in goal for Vancouver. They're 10-13-2. The Kings are 11-6-7. It doesn't feel like it because they're kind of both teams are kind of slumping here right now. The Kings are off of a loss to Anaheim. They have not played well at all here over the last couple of weeks. Vancouver, meanwhile, lost at San Jose last night, 3-2. They did beat Anaheim here the other night, but man, Kings are struggling here right now. I want to take Vancouver in this game. Let me see if I can. I'm probably going to take them a little bit here on the money line. They're plus $1.65 on the puck line, so I think I'll take them. If I can, I'll take the Canucks here plus 1 goal. I'll work it out and take them plus 1, but I'm going to sprinkle the money line here. I'm actually going to take Vancouver in this game. They have already they beat the Kings last time they were here in LA. It was last February, but did beat them here 3-2. So I'm going to go ahead and take Vancouver here on the road. I've got some upsets here on Saturday night. The way the algorithms worked out here. Kings have lost 4 of their last 5. 11 of the last 15 meetings between these two teams have gone under, but Vancouver's still gone over in 12 of their last 14 as part of that wild streak of overs here for them. So, yeah, give me Vancouver here. I think they come in here, play a good game against the Kings here. I'm going to take the Canucks. A little plus money on Saturday. All right. Kempe for a goal here, says Timmy Chushu. All right, I've just got 2 games in college basketball tonight. We're not going to hit on this card too much here. Some of the matchups didn't even have lines when I was preparing for the show. And back to a couple of games I kind of wanted to look at. I was hoping to get the lines out, but some of those tournament games, they just haven't done it yet. So just going to make some picks here with a couple of these games here tonight with Stephen F. Austin here taking on UT Arlington. You see there, I think I don't even have a total in this one between SF Arlington and between SFA and UT Arlington here in this one. But this one is right now at 1 or 1.5 here with UT Arlington as the favorite here in this one. Like I said, this is not a great card here for sure. This is like one of the better games on the card here right now. The total, I do have it here, 142.5. There we go. Yeah, we got it. SFA has been pretty good here of late. They are 4-1 against the spread so far, 5-1 straight up, but been a pretty good cover here for Arlington here. They're 3-2 ATS and 1-1 ATS at home. They have won all 3 of their home games so far this season. UT Arlington is 1-4 to the under so far this season, and SFA is 1-2 to the under as a. 2-3 to the under so far this season for Stephen F. Austin. I think they, like I said, they are an underdog here right now. Is what I have them in this game. So. All right, I'm just going to have to run this through here real quick because of that total just coming out here. That's the first I saw of it, so I'm just going to run the algorithm again here. All right, and for me in this one, I'm going to take SFA here to win this game outright. Give me Stephen F. Austin here in this one on Night Moves. All right. And under for Timmy Chushu. I got one more I'm going to look at in college basketball, and the show will be over. This one's the last game on the card, I believe, with Cal Baptist taking on Oregon State. You got Cal Baptist coming in here undefeated at 6-0. Oregon State's lost 4 straight games here right now to UMass, Iona, Evansville. They actually covered against Oregon, but they're 1-6 against the spread so far. Cal Baptist, meanwhile, 2-0 against the spread on the road here. Cal Baptist is 1-5 to the under so far, although Oregon State did go over, in their games against Iona, Evansville, and Oregon. I've got the over here in this one with Cal Baptist and Oregon State. Baptist has been a big-time under, but I've got over in this one. All right, that's going to do it for me here on Night Moves here for Saturday's action. Appreciate everyone joining me here on the show. Back tomorrow with more Night Moves. Take a look at that great NFL card for Sunday and look at the other sports here as well. Appreciate you joining me here on the show. For the Tony's Picks YouTube channel, I'm Ramon Scott. So long from Night Moves. Make sure you head on over to Tony'sPicks.com. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. I'm pretty hot over there right now, so check me out. Over at Tony's Picks, use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 15% off those premium pick packages here from me on Saturday.